everyone, welcome back. Let's imagine waking up one morning and finding that tigers, elephants, peacocks, and even forests have disappeared from India. No forest, no wildlife, no clean air, no balance in nature. Sounds scary, right? That's why today we are going to learn one of the most important chapters of Class 10 Geography Forest and Wildlife Resources in India. In this chapter, we'll discover India's amazing biodiversity, learn why forests are disappearing, understand conservation efforts like Project Tiger, and see how ordinary people have helped save nature. Let's begin our journey into India's green treasure. Before we understand forest and wildlife, let's understand very important term biodiversity. Biodiversity means the variety of plants, animals, birds, insects, and microorganisms living on Earth. Think of nature as a giant web. Every organism is connected. If one species disappears, the balance of entire ecosystem can be disturbed. Forests play a major role in maintaining clean air, water cycle, soil fertility, climate balance. India is one of the world's richest country in biodiversity. Despite covering only a 2.4% of Earth's land area, India supports nearly 8% of the world's species. That's truly remarkable. Flora and fauna of India. Have you ever heard the words flora and fauna? Flora means plants, fauna means animals. India has incredible biodiversity because of its varied climate and geography. From the Himalayas in the north to the Western Ghats in the south, different regions supports different species. For example, the snow leopard lives in the Himalayas. The one-horned rhinos lives in Assam. The Royal Bengal tiger is found in many forest regions. Our wildlife is not just part of the nature, it is deeply connected with Indian culture and traditions. Conservation of forest and wildlife. But unfortunately, our forest and wildlife face serious threats. Trees are being cut down, animals are losing their habitat, poaching and illegal hunting continue in some areas. As forests disappear, many species move closer to extinction. Why should we care? Because biodiversity provides us with food, medicines, agriculture support, and ecological balance. Protecting forest today means protecting future generations. Indian Wildlife Protection Act 1972. To protect wildlife, the Government of India passed an important law in 1972 called the Wildlife Protection Act. This law became a turning point in wildlife conservation. It provides legal protection to endangered species and their habitat. The act made hunting many species illegal and introduced strict penalties for wildlife crimes. Think of it as a security shield for India's wildlife. Key features of Wildlife Protection Act: habitat protection, hunting ban, trade restrictions, national parks. The Wildlife Protection Act focuses on four major areas. First, protecting animal habitat. Second, banning hunting of endangered species. Third, preventing illegal trade of wildlife products such as tiger skin and ivory. And fourth, creating national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. These measures have helped save countless species from extinction. Project Tiger 1973. Now let's talk about India's most famous conservation project, Project Tiger. By the early 1970s, tiger population had fallen dramatically. Once India had around 55,000 tigers, but by 1972, only about 1,827 remained. The reasons were poaching, habitat destruction, human encroachment, reduction of prey animals, etc. To save India's national animal, Project Tiger was launched in 1973. Tiger reserves. Under Project Tiger, several tiger reserves were established. Some famous reserves include Jim Corbett, Sundarbans, Sariksha, Manas, Periyar. Today, India has the largest tiger population in the world. In fact, India and Nepal together host nearly two-thirds of the world's remaining tigers. Types of forest in India. Did you know that not only all forests are managed in the same way? Indian forests are divided in three categories: reserve forests, protected forest, and unclassed forest. Let's understand each one. Reserve forest. Reserve forests receive the highest level of protection. More than half of India's forest area falls under this category. Human activities are highly restricted. States like Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, and Uttarakhand have significant reserve forests. These forests are considered the most valuable for biodiversity conservation. Protected forest. Protected forests cover about one third of India's forest area. These forests are protected against excessive exploitation. Activities are regulated by the government. States such as Odisha, Rajasthan, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Bihar, and Haryana have important protected forest areas. Unclassed forest. Unclassed forests are forests that are neither reserved nor protected. They are managed by local communities, tribal groups, or private individuals. These are examples common in northeastern India. These forests show how local communities have traditionally managed natural resources. Community conservation. Conservation is not only the government's responsibility. Ordinary citizens can also make a huge difference. Near Sariska Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan, villagers discovered mining activities that threatened the forest. Instead of remaining silent, they united and opposed the mining. They protected about 1,200 hectares of forest and established their own conservation rules. This is a powerful example of community conservation. Other community conservation movements. India has witnessed several inspiring environmental movements. One of the most famous is the Chipko movement. In the 1970s, villagers in the Himalayas hugged trees to prevent them from being cut. The word Chipko means to stick. Their courage inspired environmental movements across the world. Beach Bachao and Navadanya. An important initiative is Beach Bachao Andolan and Navadanya. These movements encourage protection of traditional seeds, organic farming, sustainable agriculture. Their goal is to preserve biodiversity, reduce dependence on chemical farming. Joint forest management. In 1988, Odisha introduced an innovative approach called Joint Forest Management or JFM. Under JFM, villagers and forest departments work together. People help restore degraded forest. In return, they receive benefits such as access to forest products and a share of revenue. This creates a win-win situation for both people and forest. Sacred groves. Long before modern conservation laws existed, many Indian communities protected nature through faith and tradition. Sacred groves are patches of forest protected because people consider them sacred. Communities such as Mundas, Santalas, and Bishnois have protected trees and animals for centuries. These traditions show that conservation can be deeply rooted in culture. Traditional conservation. Many communities believe that certain trees, animals, mountains, and or water bodies are sacred. Because of these beliefs, they are protected naturally. Traditional conservation reminds us that protecting nature isn't just a scientific responsibility, it's also a cultural responsibility. Let's revise quickly. India is one of the richest countries in biodiversity. Forest and wildlife are essential for ecological balance. Wildlife Protection Act 1972 protects endangered species. Project Tiger helps save India's tiger population. Forests are classified as reserved, protected, and unclassed. Community participation plays a major role in conservation. Most importantly, every tree saved and every species protected contributes to a healthier future for all of us. Before you go, answer these questions in the comments. Which conservation effort inspired you the most? Project Tiger, Chipko Movement, or Sacred Groves? If this video helped you understand a chapter, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next chapter. Happy learning!